Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing how to spot fake rich versus real rich. You have no idea how many people just seem wealthy but are actually just fake rich. But before we get into the details, don't forget to like this video and click the subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. With that being said, let's get right into it. The most common giveaway for fake rich people is that they constantly flaunt their wealth and the things that they own. A real rich person does not make their wealth to satisfy or impress other people. They do it because of the freedom it brings, while others just do it because they want to do great things. If we look at it, no one who is truly wealthy has ever built fortune for the sole purpose of boasting. Therefore, if someone is constantly boasting to others about their wealth and possessions, it's a clue that they are fake rich. The fake rich people who enjoy boasting about their possessions typically lack in other aspects of their lives and use this as a way to make up for it. They tend to be insecure and envious. Thus, they feel the need to flaunt their financial situation or the financial status they aspire to in order to make others feel less privileged. Let's consider an example. If you post all the fancy items that you buy on social media, chances are that you fall in this category of people. Even more so, people who throw in their income and stuff like that into casual conversation and boast about the things that they can buy fall in the same category as well, which is fake rich. If you or someone that you know is doing these things, chances are that you are doing this to fill a void inside you. The people who are real rich do not behave in this way, and they are much more grateful for the things they have. In fact, they give more to others and help them as opposed to showing it off over and over again. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with owning a lot of things and working hard. But whenever you see someone brag about their money, you can't help but wonder, what are they overcompensating for? Another sign that you can use to spot fake rich versus real rich people is that fake rich people care a lot more about other people's opinions than they care about their own bank balance. This behavior usually leads straight to poverty, and the reason is that your own bank balance is not something that you can wish away. If you try to live a life that you cannot afford, and your bank balance reaches negative, it will affect everything in your life. Let's see how the fake rich people commit this crime. As most people know, the soundest method is to use credit, which means borrowing money, to purchase assets which will generate more money for you in the future. This is referred to as a good debt. On the other hand, you are fake rich if you take out a big loan just to buy a flashy car or a new gadget so that you can impress others. Such assets do not generate any income for you. They depreciate in value with time as compared to property or stocks, and they leave you with a loan with huge interest on it. In other words, while trying to create a fake impression of your status, you've put your balance into the negative. On paper, it sounds really bad, but you would be surprised by the amount of people who buy really expensive cars even though they can't afford them. Haven't you ever wondered why someone would feel the need to buy the new Mercedes while still living in the wrong parts of town? I have even seen people who live in a small apartment, but they own luxury cars like Range Rovers. The contrast between some of their houses and their cars is shocking. This is exactly something a fake rich person would do. If we break down the numbers, if you live in a $100,000 apartment, you can only afford a $15,000 car. Anything above the 15% mark is considered a lousy buy considering your current financial situation. There's nothing wrong with buying new gadgets, but you should keep in mind that your net worth and income are enough to cover the expenses. If you fail to follow these general rules, then you are most likely a fake rich person who is trying to keep up with social media trends while hurting your bank balance, which will surely come back to bite you. The third sign that someone is a fake rich person is that they need constant validation. This ties in with the previous point as well. The fake rich people thrive on people's opinions of them. They flourish in what others think of them and enjoy the admiration they receive, however fake it may be. Every action that they take is to impress those who are less than they are in their own point of view. They spend more time trying to be seen as successful than actually putting in the work that will take them from being fake rich to real rich. When you look at the real rich, they don't need the approval of the people around them. They don't need to brag about their wealth on social media. They don't need to brag about the money they earn because they get their self-worth from who they are and the things that they have managed to accomplish, rather than what others think about them. They would much rather spend their precious time working on their businesses or seeking new job opportunities than deciding which filter would get them the most likes on social media. The way the real rich and the fake rich use their time is totally different, which is also why their bank accounts also have clear differences. But when it comes down to it, what really separates the real rich from the fake rich is that the latter only talk the talk, but don't actually walk the walk. They are always talking about the great things that they have, but even with a plethora of supposedly great ideas, they never get anything done because they lack the discipline to execute. Not to mention, they are wasting precious time looking for validation from their peers, which is a time sink in my opinion. Another sign that you can use is that the fake rich only talk about money. Talking to fake rich people is very dull because they speak little to nothing about anything other than money. And in most cases, it is money that they don't even have. They always talk about their future financial successes as they were a parent, but they would be more than likely to throw it all away to join you if you tell them that you are making more money than they are. These people are usually the first to mention the price of an item and then justify why they bought it. They talk about how they will make money, spend money, and the sort. One would think that for them, the delight in talking about money is so much that they would definitely have lots in savings, but the opposite is actually the case. The fake rich never save any money. Every dollar that comes in is invested in their own image and the way others perceive them. However, as you know, having money set aside for some unforeseen dark days or some new opportunities is a must. This is what real rich people do. And this is probably a very major difference in what makes the real rich rich and the fake rich poor. Fake rich people are inconsistent and never know what to do with their money except to spend it on things that they don't really need or just to talk about it or bring it up in a conversation. The next sign that you can use to spot a fake rich person versus a real rich person is that the fake rich always share their income but never talk about their net worth. A person who is fake rich might put his or her paycheck on display for everyone to see, but income does not equate to an enviable net worth. I'll explain what I mean by this. Let's use an example of a person called Betty, who will clarify the difference between income and net worth. Betty is a well-educated young woman with an office job that pays her $100,000 a year. Here's a summary of her assets and liabilities along with her overall net worth. Residence, $400,000. Emergency funds, $1,000. Retirement savings, $20,000. As you can see, her total asset base is $421,000. Now let's take a look at the debt that she carries. She has a mortgage of $300,000, her credit card debt is $14,000, and her student loan is $90,000. Therefore, her total liabilities are $404,000. If we calculate her net worth, it would come around to just $17,000. Now, would you expect someone like Betty, who is earning $100,000 a year, to have a net worth of $17,000? Most likely not. This example illustrates that the income of a person is only one piece of their financial situation. It matters as much, if not more, how you spend your money than how much you make. As you can see, Betty has indebted herself a lot, ultimately reducing her overall net worth. Therefore, never equate a high salary to a high net worth because they are definitely not the same thing. Someone's income can paint a totally different picture than what their personal balance sheet presents. A big difference between fake rich and real rich people is that the fake rich don't understand the difference between buying and affording something. The fake rich people seldom make purchases that they can afford. After all, they have to impress others for a living. But let's get down into it. Is there really a difference between buying and affording something? While these two things may seem synonymous to some, but they are far from being the same in reality. When it comes to buying, there are two ways that you can go about it: spending with cash or credit. Spending with credit is obvious, as you can be spending money that you don't have. This is how people max out their credit card limits and end up in financial trouble as they bury themselves in debt and interest charges. However, on the other hand, spending cash to buy something doesn't mean that you can afford it. If you spend all the money you have on a brand new car, were you really able to afford it? Affording means that you are spending money on something in such a way that you are not negatively impacting your financial position. As a general rule, I like to say that if you can't buy 5 of them, then you can't afford one of them. This is something the real rich keep in mind and only spend money on things that they can afford according to the wealth that they have. These have been the signs that you can use to spot a fake rich versus real rich person. Let us know in the comments if there is anything that you would like to share. Check out some of our other videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.